Hey everyone, let's solve question 1164, product price at a given date. The question asks us to write a SQL query to find the prices of all products on August 16, 2019. The question goes on to say, assume that the price of all products before any change is 10. Return the result table in any order. So a fairly straightforward question, but let's try to understand how we can solve this by looking at the example provided. So here we have the input table products with three columns: product ID, new price, and change date. I'm now going to try and build the desired output by looking at this products table that we have. So let's start with product ID 1. So as suggested in the question, the price of product ID 1 initially is going to be 10. The first change happens on 14th, where the price changes to 20. So on 14th, the price changed to 20. The next change happens on 15th, where the price changes to 30. And final change happens on 16th, where the price for product 1 changed to 35. So now the question is asking us for each product. So for product 1, what was the price on 16th? So the price on 16th was 35, and that's what we have in our output. Similarly, for product 2, initially the price was 10, as the question tells us. The first change happens on 14th, where the new price becomes 50. And the final change is on 17th, where the new price is 65. So the price on 16th, the question is asking us to find the price on 16th. Now, because the price on 14th is 50, and the next change is only on 17th. So the price on 16th is still going to remain 50. So that is what we need to return. So 50 is what is returned. And finally, for product 3, initially the price is 10, and the first change happens on the 18th. So the price on 16th is still going to remain 10. So again, 10 is what the price of product 3 is going to be on 16th. So the question can get fairly complicated if you look at it from a bird's eye view. So let's try and go step by step. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the question and try to do these three things. I'm going to create partitions for each product ID. So for each product ID, we'll create a partition, and this partition I'm going to rank it in descending order of date. So I'll come back to why I'm doing that, but let's just start with that. So select star. Star is our placeholder from products table. And I'm going to say, okay, so we need all these columns, and I'm going to create the partitions, let's say using rank. Again, we can use rank, row number, dense rank. It does not matter in this question, but I'm just going to use rank over partition by, I'm going to say product ID and order by change date in descending order. I'm going to alias this column as R and K. So also we need to find, we are only interested in the dates on or before 16th. So I'm going to also put in this filter. So where the change date is less than or equal to 2019 08 16. So let's see what we get from this query. Okay, so we see that we've got for product ID 1, we've got 3 different rows, and these rows are ranked in descending order of change date, right? And the maximum change date that's going to be allowed in our output right now is going to be 16, because we have filtered it on 16th. So now if you notice, what we need to do is we need to find we don't need this 15th, we don't need 14th, we need only the one closest to 16th or on 16th. That's the change date we are really looking for. So to do that, we can just filter it based on rank 1. So rank 1 is going to give us, wherever we see rank 1, that's going to give us the closest change date, the date which is closest to 16th as the change date. So to do that, I'm going to first create a common table expression. So this is our common table expression. I'm going to say select star from CTE where rank is equal to 1. And what do we want? We were interested in the product ID, and we are also interested in the price. So I'm going to say so the column output column is called price, but the input is called new price. So I'm going to say new price, alias this as price, and let's now run this. So now we have found the top row within each partition. So that row corresponds to the price that is on 16th or closest to 16th. So if you see here, we've got product ID price. For 1, the output is correct. For 2 also the output is correct. But if you notice, we don't have the row 3 and the corresponding price is 10. And the reason for that is because the current query that we have, we are missing those rows where the price of the product changes after 16th for the first time. So for example, product 3, the first change in price is on 18th, right? So we are missing all such rows that may come. So if we had another product 4 where the price changed for the first time only on, let's say, 20th or 25th, we would miss that row as well. And the workaround we can do is okay, so before I start get there, let's just say we wanted to select all of those such rows, the rows where the price changes for the first time only after 16th. So how do we do that? So for that, we'll do select product ID comma price, and from the products table where product ID not in, where the product ID is not in which one? In our CT, in the common table expression. So those products which are not in our common table expression. So for example, if you remember, product 3 was not in this common, the output of this query. Product 3 was missing from this because it had a change date only after 16th. So we want to find those products, right? So where product ID is not in the product ID from our common table expression. So those products which are not in this, which are not returned in this query. And for those products, the price is always going to be 10 because the change happens only after 16th. So the price on 16th is always going to be 10. So here I'm going to say 10 as price. So I'm sort of hard coding this 10 value because it's always going to be 10. So, and now what we need to do, we have two separate queries. So this corresponds to the query of all products that have their first change in price after 16th. And this entire query is where the price has changed before 16th, and we are finding the latest change in price. We're finding the product with the latest change in price. So the way to join this is simply using a union. So I'm going to use a union query to join the results from these two tables. And if I submit this, we should have our answer. Great. So if you see, that's how you solve it. So it can be a fairly complicated question, but the idea is to break it down step by step and to keep go on solving it. So thank you, everyone.